So, magandang araw. So, ngayon we are implementing memory, optimized table, and native stored procedures. So, itong profile ko. Start. Exercise 1. Working with memory optimized table. Memory optimized tables in SQL Server are tables that reside in the main memory of the system. The data is read from and written to the memory. You can create memory optimized tables using the create table statement. These tables are fully durable by default as the copy of the table data and maintained on the disk for recovery purposes in the event of a server failure. SQL Server also supports non-durable memory optimized tables, and the data of such table is not maintained on the disk. Task 1. Create a memory optimized table and insert data into it. In this task, you will perform the following actions. First, create a new memory optimized data field group. It is necessary to first create a memory optimized data file group in order to create memory optimized tables. Second, add the file group to the existing AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 database. Third, add a new file to the newly created file group. Fourth, create a durable memory optimized table name, employee details, and associated indexes on the columns. In the last one, insert records into employee detail table. Step 1. Ensure you have power on the required devices and connect to PLAB Schedule 01. So ito, naka-connect na siya. On na. Step 2. From the PLAB Schedule 01 desktop, click Start and click Microsoft SQL Server 2016 and Microsoft Server Management Studio. So, from the connect to server dialog box appears. From the server type drop down list, click database engine. So ito. The server name text box. Type PLAB/01. Then click connect. Step 3. SQL Server Management Studio window opens. In the Object Explorer, click to expand the databases folder. Step 4. To select the database from the list of databases, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. Create a new query. From the query ribbon, click New Query. Step 5. The new query pane opens. Step 6. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. The first alternate database statement. The query creates a new file group named ADW mode and it is added to the existing AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 database. The clause contains memory optimized data determines the file group stored memory optimized data in the file system. You can create only one memory optimized data file group in a single database. To run the query, click execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 7. To create a new query, from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query creates a durable memory optimized table name employee details. The data in the table will exist even if the database server faces an unexpected shutdown. In this table, indexes are created on two columns, namely MPLD and MPRegLD. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 8. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query panes or copy. This query inserts records into employee details table. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 9. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Then type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query displays all the records from the employee details table. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Next. Exercise 2. Managing natively compiled stored procedures. Task 1. Create natively compiled stored procedures and insert large data into memory optimized table. In this task, you will perform the following action. First, create two natively compiled stored procedures named DBO employee details and DBO stored proc. Insert trans emp. Second, execute the DBO stored proc insert trans emp natively compiled stored procedure to insert a large number of rows in employee details table. Step 1. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. In this query, a natively compiled procedure named employee details is created. The native compilation indicates that the stored procedure is natively compiled. The schema bending option determines the natively compiled stored procedure must be bound to the schema of the reference database object. Step 2. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 3. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query executes the natively compiled stored procedure named DBO stored proc. Insert trans emp to the number of rows that needs to be inserted in the employee details table is passed as a parameter to the procedure. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 4. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query displays the total number of the records from the employee details table. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Task 2. Enable statistics collection on natively compiled stored procedure at the procedure and query level. Step 1. In the Object Explorer, under Databases, click to expand Databases. Databases. System Databases. Then Master. To create a new query, from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. A system stored procedure is executed in the query. Parameter values are passed during execution. The query enables the statistics collection for all natively compiled stored procedures at the procedure level in the database. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 2. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Then type the following query in the new query pane or copy. A system stored procedure is executed in the query. Parameter values are passed during execution. The stored procedure will return the current status of the statistics collection. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 3. In the Object Explorer, under Databases, click AdventureWorks CTP3 2016 CTP3. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Then type the following query in the new query pane or copy. The query will retrieve all displayed the definition of natively compiled stored procedure from the system catalog view. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 4. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query retrieves and displays the information from the System Dynamic Management view. The result set displays the aggregated statistics of all Catch database store procedure. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 5. To view the other columns in the result set, in the result pane, scroll horizontal from the left side. Task 3. Collect the execution statistics for natively compiled store procedure. Step 1. In the Object Explorer, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. The execution statistics feature for the natively compiled store procedures is not on by default. In this query, the system stored procedure is executed to enable the execution statistics feature manually. The query collects the execution statistics for natively compiled store procedures at the procedure level. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 2. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. In this query, the system stored procedure is executed to manually enable the execution statistics feature at the statement level for natively compiled stored procedures. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 3. In the Object Explorer, under AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3, click to expand programmability. Then stored procedures. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Then type the following query in the new query pane or copy. In this query, the data is retrieved and displayed from system stored procedure. The query displays data such as the object ID definition and uses native compilation values for natively compiled stored procedures in AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. Post completion of the statistics collection process. The object ID is unique in each database. The default value for uses native compilation is 0, that indicates the procedures are not natively compiled. The value 1 indicates the procedures are natively compiled. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the empty result set is displayed. In the result set, the uses native compilation column displays the value as 1 for both the natively compiled stored procedures. Close all windows. Then close all windows. Next. Summary. You covered the following activities in this module. First, working with memory optimized tables. Second, managing natively compiled stored procedures. And that's all.